It's just down and to your left.
And you tap with your right.
Look over to the side.
Where you can join and subscribe. It's Crypto ROTH. The really drives you out. Let's hit the like button now.
Oye, mi amor, ¿qué vamos a hacer? Dime. Jangueando en la casa aburrido con ganas de qué. Averiguando qué hacer por la noche. Entonces entrarse en mi cuarto para ver.
Buenas tardes, mis compadres. A la programa de Crypto con ROTH.
Tírate un selfie, bebé. Yeah, hey.
El perrito Cryptocito.
Tírate un selfie, mi amor. Hey, dale. Tírate un selfie que te ve bien cabrón. Brindamos todas las copas que se trabajo. Tírate un selfie que te ve 1,000,000. No hay trabajo en la mañana, un bendición. Baby, put your favorite dress on.
Ah, chinga. Was that Chinese?
It is for that algorithm.
Huh.
Algoritmo, machuca sin vergüenza y la tiro con ritmo. Agua. You know I like it like that. You know I like it like that. You know I like it like that. Yeah. Tírate un selfie que te ve bien cabrón.
Check, check.
No hay trabajo en la mañana. Llamo a mi cama when the night is done. Ponte algo sexy, mi amor. Tírate un selfie,
Hey, my man.
mi amor.
My man. Make sure you got the mic on right. Ah, cool. At least he didn't call me Sean.
No hay trabajo en la mañana, que se el trabajo.
It's working. Thank God. You got 3 minutes, man. What you gonna do with all that time? Hey, man, don't rush me. La la la.
Please fill my cup. Am I really asking for much? Just been a long week, I'm looking for fun. Please fill my cup. Find me under the sun. SOS, I'm just looking for a good time. Oh, 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 oh. And I'm singing like, whoa, oh, oh, oh. Lit check, been a minute, let me hit the homies in a group text. 10 years, same team, true vets. Got a couple trophies, but no chains on the neck. No. Got a couple Cardis, we don't flood with baguettes. It's a very small world, so my hand holds. Wake up, make the money, that's a man's role. Loyalty and love is what I stand for. Can't forget about trust, but first, please fill my cup. Am I really asking for much? It's been a long week, I'm looking for fun. Please fill my cup. Find me under the sun. SOS, I'm just looking for a good time. Oh, 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 oh. And I'm singing like, whoa, oh, oh, oh. It's the weekend, we've been working. I'll be posted, fireside. Bring my boys in, bring your girls in. We'll be posted up all night. Limited edition, not the regular one. We shut down the city like when presidents come. I am not a rookie, I'm a veteran, bro. Promise I'ma take it easy later on. Whoa, oh, oh, oh.
Is he ready?
much, it's been a long week, I'm looking for fun. Please fill my cup, find me under the sun. SOS, I'm just looking for a good time. Oh, 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 oh. And I'm singing like, whoa, oh. SOS, oh. Please fill my cup.
Take back what's been stolen from me, little by little, piece by piece, until I'm complete. I got my eyes on you.
Are we ready? I think we're ready. Are you sure? Please, Lord, let the mic be working. Welcome everyone to Late Night Crypto with Road Dogg. My name is Lane, and here we are again tonight. Kind of a mixed bag of crypto YouTube thumbnails I've seen out there, man. I mean, last few days, 40,000 was on a lot of them. Now it's at 120,000. What's up with that? I mean, flip flop. Can we make a decision and kind of hang with? I mean, I know we got options, but probabilities. But wow, man, it just changes on a dime. Whatever works for that click, I guess. Joe says the mic's working. Cool. Shout out to everybody who's hanging out with me tonight. How's everybody doing? We got a nice little bounce so far out of Bitcoin, making a little bit of a comeback. Need to talk about that. She's got some hurdles to get through before to see whether I look like a total fool or not. But oh well. So we got Strega, Sam Webb, shout out to you guys. We got Joe from Trade Intuition, fellow YouTuber, go check him out. If you're not familiar with him, he likes to teach you how to trade for free. Got some great trading and TA Alpha over there. We got Crypto 420. All right. Thank you guys, Frank. And Mr. Miles. And also, Real Truth, No Face. Almost missed you guys there. Make sure we got the live chat turned on rather than top chat. Sometimes I miss stuff. Woohoo! How's everybody doing tonight? Let me just do a little subtle reminder here before we get into things. If I may, if I can get this page to come up. Just to remind you that if you don't have a Tangem wallet, especially to hold your Caspa and a lot of other stuff too, you do need an NFC enabled phone. If you got a newer phone, you should be just fine. If you're still rocking that iPhone version 2, well, I'm sorry, it may not help you. But if they got have them available in some colors right now, and using the code word DAWG, that's dog, you can get 10% off. 3-card set knocks it down to $62.91. 2-card set knocks it down to just under $50 at $49.41. Just thought I'd mention that. Helps you guys out, and it also helps the channel out. So Tangem, that's one of the few products that I like to promote. It's a good, solid company there. And crypto, helping to keep our crypto safe, and it's one of the most secure wallets out there. That's why I got it. Love Tangem. So daily for Bitcoin. Wow, man. I mean, it's nice we got our little bounce back here. You know, it happened around, I don't know, somewhere on July 5th. I'm just saying. when we dropped all the way down here. But now we're up, so it's not as deadly. Because man, that was scary, dude. That was scary. Were you not scared? I was scared. I was nervous. Not as bad as I was before, because I was better prepared. Because that last one, oh man. Oh, the last one when we dropped it just down here back to 56 scared the bejesus out of me. I was like, ooh, I got to straighten some stuff up. Me no like it of that. So I did that, but still writing it down, it wasn't fun. Gotta admit, but the come up's been kind of more enjoyable, at least, you know, more soothing. We're not, my portfolio is nowhere back to where it was before, to its glory days by any chance. But I got things set up now that if we do go back up, if I happen to be right on a freaky prediction that I made, throwing myself out there, then I should get a good, I should come back a lot quicker. And then if we get back to levels around 70 something, I should be even higher than where I was before. But cross our fingers, hope to die, don't stick a needle in my eye, hope that, you know, this works out. But we're not out of the woods yet, and that's what I've got to be cautious about. It's what everybody needs to be cautious about. Because this little Bitcoin upside reversal prediction is only that, it's speculation. It came to me through the charts. It was something I saw in the charts, on multiple charts. And so I thought, well, I'm going to ride with that little guy because that's what they were telling me. But I can't sit here and say, man, that this is even played out or is not yet confirmed. It can totally go against me. It was nice for a little bounce, and that may have been all the charts were telling me. Who knows? But the charts didn't nail it for that date. I was getting doubtful for that day. I'm like, why? It's coming on a weekend and all that. Man, it's going to be about the 6th or 7th or something. No. That day, July 5th, is actually when she did them down and dirty bottom there. But what are we doing now? Because a lot of people are seeing this as the Wyckoff Spring and they're ready to go. They're bullish already. I'm not. I am not bullish. Prediction or not, I'm not convinced yet. I'm not bullish. I feel more bullish, but I haven't got the signs confirmed that I need to say, hey, man. Oh, this is, I called it, nailed it. There's nothing like that, man. This is just, you know, playing the algorithm game. But we got lots of work, man, and it could happen. I mean, there's narratives that fit both sides, but I think if you're looking at this horizontally, man, we do look good, right? If we go to a chart that's got the horizontals, even some minor version of horizontals, even a slanted channel, that one doesn't look as great. Here we go. Well, this is a good one. So if you're playing this as a channel idea, yeah, man, it looks good. Even by my fib strategy way that I do set up my channels, it looks good. We're above the area we need to be. Ooh, yeah, baby. It could be. I mean, we're in a local pattern. It's we call it a bullish megaphone to save our breath from saying broadening wedge formation, because, and you said it anyway. Shut up. What was you? Oh, but anyway, they have like a 70% chance to break to the upside. I mean, Thomas Bukowski stats, not me pulling something out of my ass because I know everybody else is saying 68% for this, 68% for that. No, I believe in getting accurate stats on that stuff. I'm coming really big on that. It was finding out that these little patterns that they were teaching actually have a probability. Oh, well, that changes things in my mind. If I got a probability, if I've got something, this one works a little bit more often than others, you know, and this one works pretty darn good. The only catch is it just bounces off in between those levels and it doesn't anymore. So yeah, I got that. But we're at a level of support, right? It could be bouncing up. Maybe we'll get that. If we do, if we're back up in this, well, then it could jump my hurdle. The hurdle that I have that I needed to get by is this trend line right here. This is a big deal for me to break this main trend line, because what usually happens is a bearish retest and the number go down. And breaking a main trend line like this, if number go down, I expect it to be rather severe. And I really don't want to weather that storm. We might have a bunch of BlackRock money coming in and just eating up everything and won't let it go down those far as to some of those numbers that they were calling out earlier in this week, like 38,000. I've heard 38,000, 40,000, 52 seems to be about the normal area. And we just went down and tapped that area. Just right down and tap it. Oh, it's counting waves. Okay. Why do you keep moving that around? So, I like that. I think that's interesting. That we came down just to that level, but we didn't actually touch it, did we? And so yeah, there's a good chance we might revisit that area again, and that's what I'm anticipating. That could very likely happen. That's what I would anticipate normally, is that we would come up to these areas and possibly get a bearish retest if we're lucky to even come up to these areas. So, and I've heard some other analysts too spit out 60,000 as being, you know, the zone that we need to get past, and I agree with that. And that's where it's coming up perfectly right here with me on my trend line. 21 daily moving average is also there at 60,610. It will continue down, but hopefully as price comes up, maybe to touch it. The concern I have is that the non-moving average has crossed the 200 now, and we could be looking for the 21 to come down and cross it. If we bearishly retest, I would expect that to happen. No bueno for that situation, and we'd be coming back and retest 55, most likely 53, and maybe 52 or 50. Who knows? We could go down lower. And so I needed to be better prepared for that, and I feel confident that I am. And as that happens, well, you know, altcoins will get even cheaper. So there's the drawback. However, altcoins are at a bottom area right now. So how much further down could they go? One has to ask. How much lower can we tolerate them to go down? Because those are the positions I'm most concerned about that might kind of, you know, freak out on me. So that's my thoughts pretty much on Bitcoin. There's some things I see here on the daily that I do like. Ichimoku Cloud, and while it's red, but it is getting a little bit thick. It is a little further away from price. It's really just a 26 candle shadow of price, basically, with a little variations. But in a nutshell, that's kind of what it is. Is price afraid of its own shadow? When price starts heading toward that shadow, that's a good thing. And if that shadow is real thick and red, we want to see that. That's a little further off, man. That's toward the end of July before we kind of see that. But there's other things. It doesn't have to just come in through the bottom of it. It's just there just to kind of just let you know which side of the trend that you're really on here, man. And we're in bearish territory. There's no doubt about it. We're in bearish territory. We're still below the 200 daily moving average. We can't get above that, man, here at 58.8 and hold it. And that's the first sign of trouble that we got. This is not going to look good. So that's the first area that I want to see conquered is 58.8. Crucial for me to see that. There's not much to spot it over here to the left. So maybe we can blast through that area. I would hope, just as easy if we fell down, that maybe we can come back up and recover this area. That would be great. If price can do that, it can bring that non-moving average up because it just tracks 9 days, right? Last 9 days were kind of bearish, but among those 9 days were some candles up here that we could kind of, well, we can recover that 9 moving average, and the 9 moving average can recover the 200 fairly quickly. So that's the hoping we got for upside. It's nice bottoming pattern here. The only thing is, this is what a bearish retest looks like. Exactly what a bearish retest looks like, and this would be the best way that it could play out. We got to see something more like this, or any variations of that, where we just stay above this trend line. If that happens, and this proves out to be a trap, a bear trap, because market makers do love those bear traps. They love to trap bulls and bears. And just bring on the pain, because that's how they make their gains, bringing on the pain. And so They might be bringing on some pain for the bears. That would be cool. That would be so cool. But if we do make it up here, man, getting back above this trend line would be setting us up for a very possible, nice, quick, hard, fast, heavy, sexy move out of Bitcoin up to 66.5 or higher. Now that's kind of cool. I like that scenario. That's the one that I really would like to see. I would really love to see that one play out. That would make me so happy. Especially this time of year, that'd make me so happy. But there's a lot of people just counting on it to go down, just wanting to be bearish. And while I'm concerned, I'm not playing it that way. I'm not about to short it unless I see a bearish retest here, and then I'll have to flip that way and start playing that way. Flip into that short mindset on all my positions over there on the spot margin. Do a little hedging. Speaking of hedging, I do not have them up, but I did put the link over in the Telegram group. It was Big Unix futures. They now have hedge mode. So yeah, I was just talking about that a day or two ago. That's the reason I haven't been doing very much shorting or anything, is because, well, I mean, I don't use MexC anymore. I think I still can though, but I don't have anything over there really. But you can long and short at the same time. You can slong it. You can now slong over at Bit Unix on futures, and I think that's cool. And if you don't have a Bit Unix account, that's one way that you can help support this channel. I'm told. Eventually, maybe it will. But we're trying that route. If you could use that link, I would very much appreciate it. Even if you don't use the account just yet, or even plan on transferring things, you need to get in the habit of getting multiple exchanges, though. That is a solid fact, because there will be things you might have to leave one for whatever issues, like MexC or KuCoin. You got to transfer, and they all don't have all the coins that you got either. And it can be a headache moving exchanges, and it can really mess up your position, especially like what it did for me on KuCoin spot margin. Exactly what I'm doing now. If something happens on the exchange I'm doing spot margin on now, where I've got to, kill out everything and move it off, that just throws the whole game off. And especially over on KuCoin, when I had things on cross margin, I was using that. I'm all on isolated margin now, but yeah, that really threw things off. So we need a recovery past 60,000 for Bitcoin, or else we get to suffer the downside, and we're just not there yet. We haven't got it. We haven't even recovered the 9-moving average there on the days. So what'd you just do, man? Haven't even recovered the 9-moving average yet on the daily. So that's the first sign I need to see. Well, first positive sign I need to see on this time frame. Recovering the 9-moving average on the 4-hour, which we have done, is the first step that I look for, in a bigger sense for bigger time frames. And so that looks good to me. I like this, and we're coming up on the 50-moving average right now. Right here, resistance. We got kind of a trend line going on from these tops to that trend to these tops, and that is where we're getting rejected. 50-moving average corresponding with this resistance area, if you will. Now, and we got a chance that it may push us back down, but because the 9 crossed the 21, I'm leaning more that probably not. We're probably going to be okay. I want to tighten up my trend line and fit it for this particular time frame that I'm on. If I were doing swing trading, which is mostly what I'm doing, I would kind of go by the daily and as my big picture thing, and look on the 4-hour to kind of figure out my overall trades. Then, well, it's whatever time frame you want from then on out on smaller to kind of nail it and get your ideas in. But just make sure you confirm it with what the 4-hour is saying, so you're not jumping the gun or letting your emotions get to you or misreading something, because those smaller charts get a lot noisier and they'll tell you, hey man, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and maybe it will, maybe it won't. But it's this big trend line here on the 4-hour. It tells you when you really need to get out, and that's the main thing of my strategy. Are you going to listen to it? Because she's trying to cross it down right now. I got me stops in place. I'm good. Actually, this move up here has been very nice and very generous to me. And if it keeps on going, that'll be going to be very, very happy. My goal is to get a low leverage Bitcoin short or Bitcoin long going in on the bottom area. So yeah, it behooves me if we do not do this rollover over here. So, but if we do, I should be in profit enough that I can do it and then flip over shorty shorts. But now altcoins, well, we're getting a nice little lift lately. Nice, right? See a little bit of a comeback. If you got in, you'll see a little bit of profit coming in. Yeah. Checking on our dollar. Dollar is also going up in value again here on the 4-hour chart. I see that happening. Stablecoins in a bit of a decline there. Altcoins, though, look like they're starting to wane off here on the 4-hour, like they're getting ready to dip on us. So let me come over here and let's see what's going to happen. I would say it's Bitcoin influenced here, but keep in mind we got 9 crossing the 21. Might come back and visit that 9 moving average area. I think it already has here on this candle. Got 57.2. We're at 57.793 at the moment. And we're going to flip over here real quick and check out total 3 just to get a general view for all of our altcoins in the market. See if she can forewarn us if anything might be coming up on us. So above the same thing with Bitcoin, above the 9. Playing around with that 50 moving average area. Next place we got 100 moving average area corresponds with this little target right over here. If you're lucky here, in that zone. So we see another 20 billion come in. I hear talks about a few billion coming in. I'm like, well, that's not enough to help us out. 2 billion. Talk like it's a big thing with the VC company. VC's coming in with $2 billion on altcoins. I'm like, we need like a few, 100 billion to come in. Nice little curvy curves going to there. And then we popped up here. So we got a little bit of a trend line going on, depending on how you draws it. That will give us a new resistance point, and that one would be the best way to do it over here on the 4-hour. Paint you red for danger, danger, Will Robinson. Price may not exceed this level. At $582 billion, we might get a rollover. So that's what we got to keep in mind. And if we track this here, we might actually catch just the good times that rolls over. Some of the coins will roll over before others. Some of them might even keep going. Who knows? But it's a good sign on total 3, in my personal opinion. They'll track it and for these ideas. Oh, but if she breaks out, we know something's going to look yummy, yummy, yummy good. We might want to go harder on altcoins. But do remember, if you will, let me paint you a picture of you and I alone in a what? We got this nice little form here. It looks kind of weird on the 3-day. Let me put it on the daily. Kind of put some noise in there so you can see some candle connections. Nice little downward channel there, which has a tendency to break out to the upside. If I'm not mistaken, I believe it was right around 64% by Thomas Bukowski's. That's in the mid-60s there. Let me get rid of my little lines there. So that idea I do like, but we're still below the 200 moving average, and it looks like we're trying to get a death cross here and just wants to make everything go to 0, or at least make us think that, right? However, I got the few extra moving averages that I bring up every once in a while, and one of them, when you get a 600 and something moving average crossing an 800, a smaller one crossing a bigger one like that, that's overall bullish, especially if it's a larger, bigger moving average, especially if it's on a larger time frame like the daily. Well, this is good momentum shift. That's a good sign, people. This is good. Now, it doesn't mean the number goes straight right up. In fact, I would blame this drop on the devil. I do. I blame it on the devil. The devil crossing over there, man. It's kind of like the 100 crossing the 200 sometimes. You get this, it's good overall, but you get a drop sometimes. So I'm just saying this. Sometimes I see this with the crosses of the moving average, and this is the devil, and I believe she caused that. Got rejected at the 200. We don't want to come down and see the devil and talk to her or anything. We just want to kind of just recover and just go about our business and get the hell away from her. Actually, don't play with the devil. That's what we got this trend line here for. Hopefully, we can recover before we get the death cross and turn things around so we don't get the death cross. We don't want the death cross. What we don't want is both of these moving averages to cross barely over that 200, because that means they flip. And that's like, oh man, there goes the rest of my summer. No, crypto's a scam. That's what it would feel like. But right now, my friends, we're trying to recover that non-moving average, and that's the first step to recovery right there. Admit you got a problem, step over the non-moving average, and then you can make some progress and get some growth in your life. And that's what's happening right now before our eyes on the daily. Let's check out with the 4 hour, see if she can front run us a little bit. Yeah, give us an idea what might be happening here. Yeah, this is where you start seeing the action happening right live before your eyes. What you're calling out on the daily, you get to see it watch out and play out in real time here on the 4 hour. You can even go down to the 10-second if you want. I don't recommend it, because what's it going to tell you that the daily's not already mentioned to you, or that the 4 hour hasn't already revealed to you, unless you just want to jump in there. But anyway, above the night, we're looking good, man. Making some progress. Total 3 looking like a little bit. We might have a chance to get up here a little bit more before we roll over and die. If we roll over and die. I just say that just so that I won't get over here and be all bullish and with all the YouTube thumbnails saying it's time that we just pile all in on altcoins right now because we're going to the moon. Because they will be out there when we hit that level. I guarantee dang darn to you. And I don't need to be influenced like that. I need to be watching it and see if we're going to break out over that trend line or not. That's what needs to be telling me what to do. If we break out over that trend line, I might agree with them. And say, hell yeah, let's throw a little extra in here and spice it up just a little bit. But mostly, I want to be looking at like, baby, you just becoming my exit liquidity. Come on in, baby. Because I'm going on. I want to let you have this one. Because if we roll over, I want that. I want that cash. I want that cold, dirty tether. Tether's not dirty, but what it represents is that nasty US dollar. Yeah, wall in it, so that I can deploy at lower prices here. That's what I like to do. And if I'm wrong, and we don't, it takes me out, and we come back up, and we start, you know what I can do with all that tether that I just had? I can redeploy it. I can wait for a pullback. I just don't want to FOMO in when it's way up here and say, oh my God, I don't know, is it time yet? No, I got a plan in action, baby. Plan in action. Gotta have a plan, or else you're just walking into the casino on the 1 minute trying just to find a trade just to make people happy for an hour. And that you can't build your bags with that. Yeah, it has not been proven yet. Well, the ones trying it that I've seen anyway. But we can get ready and make a longer term plan, because it's those longer term plays that make you the bigger money. Those bigger swing trades, those position trades, those are the ones that, I mean, you want to be a day trader and spend all your mornings just glued to the stream and just working your ass off, going forward and backwards and forwards and backwards until you finally, figure out if you're going to be a sideways trader trading a good sideways strategy when it's appropriate, or if you happen just to catch the big move to the upside. I mean, that's pretty much your two choices there that you got. Anything other than that that's not planned out on a bigger time frame is just pretty much being willy-nilly kind of gambling and just being very setting yourself up for some emotional excitement. And emotional excitement doesn't really, that's not where the money comes from, man. You want to be calm, cool, and collective when you want to hear those charts. Melodynamic, as I would say. Let's go check out some altcoins. I started out with Decred just because it was the first thing I saw. It's at $13 here after she came down to $11.39 on that big drop. Let's go with a bigger time frame here. Woo! Oh, looky there. Is that a line that got hit? Oh my God. Have we looked at this since? Did I do that? Oh my God. Are you telling me the fibs are awesome? I'm telling you the fibs are awesome. I don't know if you believe me or not, but maybe one of these days after you see fib levels get routinely hit, maybe you'll say, hey man, there might be something to them fibs. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Anyway. DCR, that's one of mine that I like. I don't like with the moving average are looking. They just all flip bearish. Oh my gosh, DCR, you coming back down to do it again? Don't do it again, baby. Jump through that cloud, jump through the hoops, baby. Let's do something. Let's rock my world, DCR. You're ready to break out right there. Come on, do it, DCR. This is Decred, by the way. Am I in a video game? Because it sure does sound like it right now. That's better. Well, guys, let's check out the chat, see if you guys got any altcoin requests. Otherwise, you're going to look at the ones I want to look at. Nailed it. Woo! Well, this is when that I tell you about the real group that you want to be in with crypto. If you want to be successful in crypto, I'm just going to lay it out here for you, all right? You got to step out there. Now, I know it seems like a lot to ask, but I'm telling you, it's worth every penny of it. I have a very elite, special pro traders group. And what it consists of, it's a Telegram group. And I post my Bitcoin charts there. And I do that every day. But I do it differently than everybody else. I put my feet pictures there. And that's what makes winners. And you can see it playing out before you. And I guarantee you, you join and you send me that monthly subscription, $5,995. Worth every penny of it. I got the hottest feet in crypto. And that's the alpha that you're missing. And that's why you're not being successful in making all that money. And you sending me that little small payment every month shows that you're sincere. And I promise I'll show you. Well, I can put that money to good use. Think about getting me an Escalade. Woo! Back to the show, everybody. But for all you other people that can't afford the $5,995 a month, I'm here to help you. I'm here to help you get there. I'll help you get there. Do my best to help you get there. I got a free, although very complex to navigate Telegram channel. There's a section over here that the lounge, that's where all the cool kids hang out. This is where I got the Coin Trends Telegram bot that actually does TA and stuff, and I've got to get busy on the video for them guys. I just told them I would do one for them. Really cool. It does TA for you. Oh, here's an example of it right here. And you can even, it'll tell you what's going on with it. Like this one's on Caspa. Analyze it by AI, give you a strategy to trade it. It's really cool. It's got all the indicators here. Tells you it looks kind of bullish. And now I'm going to do it and it's going to make me look stupid because it's probably been there too long. But anyway, there's also another section called the chart room. And this is the one that gets kind of complicated because I just found out, hey, you can have topics and sort this stuff out. Cool. Should have done that on the other one before making this one, but I didn't. So, man, there's courses over here. There's all kinds of materials. You got to dig in and find it. There are books, every resource that you need if you want to study and learn how to do this stuff. I got stuff over here that helps you. It's all over here. It's all for free. We even got trade setup rooms and stuff like that. Although I think Chris has been posting charts over there. Admin over there. Great TA analyst. And he's been here for a while with me. Shout out to Crispy Chicken. Crispy Chicken. My OG right there, Crispy Chicken. And we also got Joe. Joe put some charts out over here too every once in a while. Appreciate that there, Joe. We got media resources. I've got all kinds of things over here that you probably want to, check out. It's all free. Stuff about WD GAN. Here's a course that we posted with Fibonacci retracements and extensions. Practical Fibonacci, Bollinger Band. It just goes over all kinds of stuff. It's all free resources, man. And I got chart school videos here that teach. I did that when I first started and nobody cared. So, but there is a whole chart school playlist on my channel that, I painstakingly did when I first started. If you want to see what my face really looks like, it might be there. Or is it a filter? I'm not going to tell you. I can't find the window to close this. Look, there's a chart. Let's talk about it. Because that's what we're supposed to do. Unless you'd like to hear about my personal life and stuff that I buy and things and maybe motivate you and maybe drink a little blue water. Have you drunk your blue water? Well, maybe that's why you're not having success in this market and bringing home $100,000 a week. You need some blue water. I'm poking too much fun. I'm sorry. Let's take a look at a few cryptos, shall we? Let's take a look at Ton. I thought you was gonna go check the chat out. You got distracted, didn't you? What? Why are you always talking to me in my head, man? Toncoin. Yeah. I'm not a remember now. She kind of doing this slight roundy kind of toppy top thing here. Now I think she might get a nice. You call it a rounded top. You call it a scallop, reverse scallop pattern. What may happen, what I usually see happen with Neiman Bukowski, find them over at the pattersite.com. They will come down, but it's a good sign. They look like they're just going to, you're going to drop, you're going to Bart Simpson on me, and then they boom. So, I like them. I just, just stay away from them up at the toppy tops. Make sure you see what they're going to do. I already broke the trend line, main trend line that we had here. There might be a little wiggle room, but you basically just kind of broke it all and kind of retest in some areas, in my personal opinion. I think she's getting ready to get just a little bit cheaper. Come down and dip down. See, we got some moving averages also corresponding with some Fibonacci areas down here. And about $5.80 I see possibly could be possible. Just to kind of maybe plan on hope for. I could be totally wrong. Maybe she'll just get all bullish. Maybe it's bouncing off a Lucy area was good enough for her. I don't know, man. She would have to do a lot of recovering. She'd have to come up here and recover this trend line for sure. Ain't nothing happening until that happens. She could just come up and roll over and play around here for a little while and kind of just gradually burn down or wick down or something. It could go for a while. Ton, if she gets around closer, she gets to $5, the more I would buy. The closer she gets to 8, 9, well, I think about taking some profits. Let's go over. There is some news on some of these coins, and we might as well talk about it a little bit right now. As soon as I can find the newsroom. Welcome to the news. So today in crypto, courtesy of Layer GG over on Twitter X. So Coinbase announced that it will re-enable trading for STG, that should be Stargate Finance, and added SD to its listing roadmap. Arkham anticipates monetizing the platform later this year. The platform will support the Ton blockchain soon and Solana by the end of August. Arkham may be getting ready for an exciting time. Bonk DAO proposes burning 83.9 billion bonk from its treasury. Voting will end on July 13th. Massa has launched an AI data subnet on BitTensor. Validators and workers can earn dual tokens rewards in Tau and Massa. Neon has announced the Versus X closed beta launching soon in July. Neutron will upgrade to version 4 on July 10th at 14:30 UTC time, with network downtime expected during the process. Say has announced the launch of Say version 2 mainnet beta. And according to Cantaloupe Pill, Fire Dancer client built its first accepted block on Solana testnet. Storage has acquired cloud computing firm Valdi, which offers GPU compute. WorldCoin Foundation has launched World Chain Developer Preview. And Horizon CEO Rob Vigiloni has teased that Horizon 2.0 is coming for Zen Token. I hope so, baby. And that is what has happened today in crypto. Let's get back to the charts. Woohoo! It's always a party to come back. I like it. Yeah. This is brand new. Excited. How's it going? Smurf blood. Oh man, I like that. Grimmer, hey, how's it going, Grimmer? Grimmer says, I do keep a moon bag of 100,000 bills, though, because you never know who might get to dollar someday with a 160 max supply. Oh, 100,000 BIIS. You got it, moon bag, baby. Woo! Well, you can't argue with the moon bag. I love the moon. There's nothing. To me, I think the moon bag strategy is the best strategy out there, man. When you get in something 2x or more, take your collateral out. It's even more fun if you can take more than your collateral out and a little profit, but just taking your collateral out does not qualify you for a taxable event. Keep that in mind, or check with your people, but that should hold true. That is an angle nobody seems to talk about, but I think a very important one because those taxes are kind of sneaky and whatever. But if you're always just rotating collateral, you have not yet created a taxable event. That's what I'm loving about these bigger, longer plays that I've got going on, rather than trying to get down there and snipe things. I'm not a day trader. I'm not a scalper at all. I think scalping is just I think that's just something you do when you're bored and you just want to handle it. Some people are really good at it, that's their calling, but if you're not being profitable consistently with it and actually growing, either you need to refine your techniques, or maybe you got a better way to do things. You can spend your time a little bit better. Maybe this ain't your thing, baby, you know, and it ain't no bad thing. Ain't nary a thing wrong with swing trading, baby. Where you hold a trade for 3 days to 7 days, or hold it for a few weeks. Get into a longer trade where you may hold it for a few months. And that's where you're going to find your real gains, especially at this point in the market right now, before we're getting ready for the markup phase. The old markup phase are coming. For those of you that are not familiar with the markup phase, well, we have a peak and then we come down. This is markdown phase. And then we have accumulation. And that's really where all the whales kind of dig in and slowly accumulate. And kind of like your position traders, you know, the whale strategy. And that's what I've been talking about on my channel since the beginning, to implement the whale strategy, getting all these guys up on juicy bottoms, which a lot of your altcoins, sadly to say, are right back down here. So for the smarter person next time, I'm just saying this is what I'm going to do. You don't have to do it. But the next time the Bitcoin gets down here, I'm going to focus all on Bitcoin, because your altcoins will get down here too, but they usually come back down here. That's 2 cycles I've observed this, and so I'm going to focus mostly on Bitcoin because it outperforms everything at first. It's not until the latter half of the cycle when altcoins really start shining anyway. So I should spend most of my time, in my opinion, on Bitcoin while it's down here. And then we get into the phases that we are in now, which is markup. Okay, well, that's juicy. And now while Bitcoin is marked up, well, most of our altcoins are marked the freak down right now, and that's probably what hurting so bad. But they're also kind of attractive place to get them, in my personal opinion, for some of them. And it might even get more attractive. I don't know. It depends on what Bitcoin does. And then you got the old distribution phase, and this is when the people that got down here real accumulated on all nice and slow, or just slowly and regimentally just letting that go while everybody's saying, we're going higher. And, you know, by the time you figure out you're not going higher, they're done. And they're ready to start this process all over again. Short things on the way down and reaccumulate on the bottom. And here we go again. Wash, rinse, repeat. Make the money in the middle. Make the money downside if you're shorting in the middle. What you don't want to do too much, I mean, what's not very successful is in the downward market is keep trying to catch along. Keep trying to catching those knives, baby. I've done that. It does not, you're just riding it. It's not fun. Well, I'm in the game, but you ain't making no money. But if you got a short strategy, whether you even use leverage or not, you use 1x leverage, and you can increase that Bitcoin if that's what you're doing. So there's lots of things to be talked about. aren't generally talked about. But the strategy, if you don't have a plan on what to do, some kind of guidance on, well, what am I doing with all that? Well, then what are you doing with all that? Other than riding the roller coaster up and down. And, you know, it's a fun ride. It's an exciting ride, but it's only profitable when you remove that profit from the market. Otherwise, it's just a video game, and it ain't real. Until you make it real, you got to pull it out. You got to set it up to make it build up, and that involves, you know, not being afraid to get out there. And sometimes when everybody else is afraid, and that's usually a good sign of when it's time to nibble, at least, if nothing else. In my personal opinion. Well, let's look at some altcoins. Oh yeah, that's what I'm supposed to be doing. Striker says he's unsubscribing. No, Striker, don't do it. Who else am I going to put up the Striker bottle for? Not you. I need you, Striker. Come back. Joe says, I'm in Scout. Oh yeah, Joe is going to be, if you guys don't know, he's going to be on Trading Wars. So Joe, let's do. Can we go to YouTube? Can you? So we got Joe over here on Trade Intuition. This is Joe. Meet Joe. Say hi, Joe. Don't be bashful. Come on. Anyway, this is Joe. And his channel, if you have not subscribed, well, there's a little button there that lets you do it, and then it turns from saying subscribe to subscribe with a D. And that officially makes you into a cool kid. I'm just saying. Works good on my channel too, just to let you know. There is also it's Trading Wars. And I don't know that this is where Joe is going to be. Over on Trading Wars, because they do a trading show. And Joe will have it in the chat one day. Well, I'll mention it. But it'd be cool to go and they just get, you know, a bunch of little traders together within a short time frame and just force you to trade. So you're going to be sitting there trading 1 minute, probably 10-second charts, what you know. And so I think Joe just said, let's go back to the stream here. So he's been practicing on the scalping. Going to be on the show next week, and I'm horrible at it. I will lose more than win. I hope to pass the first round of it. I was watching the guy's channel. I don't watch him very often. I like him. He's all right and cool, everything. The Trading Wars thing just kind of, I don't know. I'm gonna try it out again to see if I understand. You know, I'm not like, well, what is the point for this short time frame to do that? But no, it's cool. I'm just trying to wonder, you know, what are we going to look at? Because that's, you know, you're just being forced to trade. You know, there may not be a trade in there to be had. So it's not like you got the convenience to do it. So it is kind of a challenging aspect. So it would be hard for anybody, even a seasoned trader, I think, you know. But I heard what I was trying. I heard it made it sound like they had funds or something on the exchange that they like. You didn't have to bring your own. Is what I'm hearing. It sounded like there's like a $10,000 thing, probably distributed around for an account. So, and that's what I thought the last time. I watched it one other time before, and I think that's what they did there. I didn't think they were using their own money, even if it was on a demo account. Well, some of those demo accounts, they give you like a lot of money. Like if there's like a $5,000 demo account or a $1,000 demo account and everybody was forced to, you know, go within those parameters, I think that would be cool. Oh, simulated account. Trading Wars. Sam says, I've never seen Trading Wars. Well, you have to check it out. Joe there. Show some support for our boy Joe. He might get famous. The channel's growing. Almost caught up with me. Man, I'm a tiny channel. I don't know. I will probably never be the big YouTube star. I'm just not. I just don't fit in everybody's pocket, I guess. But you know, that's okay. Just out here to do me, and we'll just see what happens. Been doing this for over 2 years, and when I was just doing videos for coins, My channel is growing at a steady pace, but then when I switch over to the streams, I just kind of, wow, it all halted and it's been slow growth, but it's steady growth. It's the same people. So it's, I don't know. The streaming, I think you can just cover so much more information on a stream than you can with a little snippet of a video that somebody may or may not be interested in, and doesn't hold its value over time. So neither do streams, and that's kind of the drawback of the streaming thing. It doesn't have that evergreen value, but it does have, you know, current value. And there's always things that you can learn in anybody's stream on trading. If you're watching any kind of live trading or topics, those truths stay relevant throughout time. That's why I like WD Gann and what he says. But Joe's going to be out there doing it on the smaller time frames. Let's check out a few of these altcoins because nobody mentioned one. You're going to watch the ones that I'm going to look at. We're going to check out Jasmine. Well, Jasmine coin. And we got a trend line here. We're going to zoom out on Jasmine. It's a fuzzy trend line. And I was trying to get a little wiggle room out of it. But even with the wiggle room, we lost that. That gone. She be gone. So it's basically the same thing we're seeing on Bitcoin with these things that have lost their trend line. Bitcoin lost its trend line. All the other things have lost. Most of them have lost their trend lines. Kind of a big deal. It really is. Because the general rule is down. But if it turns into a trap, and we can pull that off, Bitcoin pulls it off, it'll drag altcoins with it, and then this could end up being a nice place to look at getting in over there. I would not recommend getting in now as trying to front run it because you don't know, man. You don't know right here. What should happen is down. It should. Especially now on this one, I'll say there's a difference over here. See, this moving average, this is the Lucy line. This is 600 and something moving average, and this is 800. They haven't crossed yet. So that tells me, you know, this one's got a little bit of sandbagging going to be going on anyway as far as momentum's concerned. So it's going to take it a while to get any of these, you know, consistently crazy moves that are going to keep going up. She's got to listen. It's on its way to cross. It might make cross down lower when it does cross. So I don't know, but overall, the moving average, the momentum is up and to the right. It's good. It's good. All of them, all up to the 50, look gorgeous. It's just price and these minor moving averages, the 921 that they're crossing bearishly. It's not enough at this moment in time to make the other ones just give it up and say, I give up the towel. That's all I can take. Oh, it's over, dog. I'm done for. No, they're like, get your ass back over here. That's what they say. And so the little ones are, sorry. Yeah, the little ones don't run the show, man. It's the big dogs that run the show. And they all sitting there, man. Marching right along. Ain't nothing going to deter them for a while. On Jasmine. So what the hell is he saying? Is it going up or going down? Well, if she comes down, look to the left over here, you'll get some supports here. It's 1.6 cents, and we could pull all the fancy fibs, but if she comes down, 200 moving average kind of gives you a nice little place to shoot for it too. Just nailing right there in the center of it where she is right now. 1.8 cents. We can mark that with a line. So, Jasmine, might you be coming down? You might. If you ain't coming down, then you best go up. Because that sideways stuff is for suckers. Did we look at Arkham? I think we did, right? Good old Nia. So I had to unstake my near. I figured I would since we dropped it. And then I moved it over to the spot margin. So I'm building up on an even bigger bag of near while she's on the low. She's at 455 now. I don't care if she comes down to $2. I'm ready to collect her as she gets down there. Come on down, near. If you want to do it, I'm there to soak you up. Because near's going to be one of those nice AI plays and everything. If we had never looked at near over here on the Tokenmetrics. See how you rate over here, Mr. Tokenmetrics, for near. Now for the trader grade for near, see, is that a sell rating? Saying get rid of it. It's not worth crap. You don't want this hot potato right now. However, near's had an all-time high of $20.44, and she's sitting at $4 now. If she was $2, $3, even at $4, even at $5, not bad. Get back an all-time high of 20. So if I can get her cheaper, I'm all cool with it. Circulating supply is 1 billion. Total supply is 1.1 billion. We're really close to the total supply right there. Market cap is just a little under a tiny little hair under $5 billion. Could you do 100 if you're into all this AI play, which you are? Near, I think, is going to be a nice one to get into. Or I'm already in it. A nice one to be in, I should say. We'll come over here to investor grade and we'll check it out. See what is rating right now. The investor grade got a 79%. That's pretty high for Tokenmetrics. Fundamental grade 79.99, just a little breath under 80%. Valuation grade is 68.7%. Highly undervalued at the current price of under $5. Technology grade is one of the highest. I think I've seen 88. I remember 88 on one project. Most of them don't even get anywhere close to, hang around 60 if at that. That's a good score. But this one's sitting at 81% for technology grade. So Tokenmetrics gives them an all-around good score fundamentally. I trust Tokenmetrics for the fundamental stuff. That way I don't have to sit there and go and dig all through it all the time. I'll sit here and talk with you guys. Unless you want me to sit here and go through all the boring word by word white paper stuff. You want to? You wanna? I didn't think so. Nobody wants to click on those videos when you make them either. So Nia had a nice little area over here marked in red where that was her top. Little support resistance flip area. We had a wick down here and found support. Well, I didn't support, it's keeping the support there, even though we wicked below it. If we come down, still looking about 275. That area, I'll still swing at that. $3. $3 seems reasonable. Do a little fib magic here and see that, ooh, baby, you came down to a 618. That line is just a little bit above a 618. Nice. Well, that's why I had that out there, 270. 270-ish. If this area does not hold, that's where I'd be looking. Should be coming down and talking to the Lucy, talking to the devil. But we got the 360 crossing over the 800. Looks good. So in there, just like everything else, we got to get a pullback and it could get rejected. Or this could drop like a knife, cutting through everything, and crypto just sells off and we all go to zero. Cry. So I'd really like to see Near get above 535, get back above that trend line. That would be awesome. Don't know that that's going to happen. She may just fizzle out here and then have to start working on our own little new trajectory and slowly. I don't know, man. This trend line's a big thing. If she can't get past it, we can't get around it, can't go under it. This guy goes sideways. Render. I like Render. Render's got some news over with Apple. I don't know if you've seen some of that news, but it's kind of I don't think it's been officially thrown out there just yet, but the icon, the software mentioned that Render uses, been tied with Apple on some commercials and stuff. Paul Barron was talking about it. Paul Barron's a good guy to follow if you want to, just your crypto news and updates and stuff like that, just to keep. He does a good job of keeping a thumb on the heartbeat of crypto, I think. So I like to follow Paul Barron. He's a good source. 563 maybe incoming for Render. Next area, if that doesn't hold, looking around 330. Wow, haven't been there in a while. It was when I was first really accumulating rubber down there. Might I get you again that cheap? I really hope not. I hope that this area over here, that $5, that this will be the support for us, and then we won't go any further than $5 if we do it all. But that's what we're looking for. Remember, we are looking for altcoins possibly to get a little bit of a move up and then a little bit of a move down. May not be that drastic, but that's kind of what I'm foreseeing over the next few weeks with altcoins, unless we get that Hail Mary and Bitcoin just decides, man, I'm just turning right around. And if it does, I'm going to say I called it, nailed it. No. But oh, Bitcoin with this dirty chart. Joe says our account is funded. We don't have to use our own money. That's the cool part. Yeah, well, it should be. It should be. Striker says, when I started watching, I scared people away. Sam says, do you mind that I clip your videos? No, I don't mind at all. I think that was supposed to, it should help the channel to, you know, just get its word out. I would appreciate it. I would thank you for doing that. I'm invite anybody to clip anything I've got. I'll make it clippable. Joe says, I like being in trades for at least a few hours to let the trade play out. I'm practicing only being in trade for about 30 minutes with 10 to 20x, 40x, win some, but losing more. This is she is a tricky. So they'll be tricky. Have you decided what you would trade? I think if I were in a situation like that, I think I would be just looking purely at Bitcoin. Because I mean, that's the one we follow all the time, know the best, track the most, and watching in on, you know, to me, like getting on trading when they're trying to trade altcoins, I'm like, you got another variable to consider. You know, watch Bitcoin and your altcoin or whatever, because I don't. It would just add another layer of uncertainty. But in my opinion, going with the OG Bitcoin and just controlling your position size and your leverage, I'm no expert to talk at all, so I'm just going to shut up. Bitcoin, might we get this little W pattern and confirm a break above this little neckline? Folks, I maintain this. This is my biggest argument about technical analysis. This almost made me walk away from technical analysis. This was the defining moment, right? This is the defining moment. I just can't agree with everything. I just can't. Some people call it bullshit. And on that sad thing, maybe it is. You call this a neckline. There is no head over here. If this is a neckline and you're calling this a bottom, something does not add up. Am I right? Am I correct or not? Logically, if you have a neck, this cannot be a bottom. If this is a neckline, these have to be some boobies. Or a shopping cart. Looks more like a shopping cart of some kind, or a wheelbarrow. But anyway, I have been pursuing this industry to try to change their definition of this little line right here. This should be called a belt line. If this is really a bottom, if these are saggy, bumpy butt cheeks, this should be a belt line. Otherwise, we're just looking at some movies. And that is why this show is late night, because that was risque. Striker says, I clip all the insane moments only. I use it to take, you can do that? You can use it to take the notes. I've never played around with this whole clipping thing. I just thought, I don't do much. All this AI stuff looks kind of cool. I'm seeing some stuff, but I'm like too lazy to do it, to go learn about it. But it amazes me how they can take something like ChatGPT and then they'll turn down all this video stuff. And I'm like, hey man, I need some video stuff. Joe says the simulated stat only has Bitcoin and Ethereum, so practice on big. Oh, cool. But we have to pick one coin. Bitcoin's 1 billion market cap. Okay, well, they got some cool rules then. Rules to go by. Strega says I call it the dangle line. The dangle line. The dangle line. I could go with the dangle line. Because there is something dangling from the dangle line. That makes perfect sense. A lot more sense than a neckline. Okay. I like this, Strega. What I like more than that is that here on the 24-minute, man, on this little trend line that we follow to just kind of give us a line in the sand, it looks a little different on this time frame because, well, it's a different time frame. You can line it up just the same. Look, Bitcoin bounced off of that. Happy trails to you until we meet again. I'm just saying. It's almost like we got some more upside coming. It would be so cool if this turns out to be a reversal. It would be cool for my bags if this turns out to be. I need this to be a reversal. Can you be a reversal for me, Bitcoin? Why does this look so weird over here? This looks totally out of place over. Why is that trend line? What happened there? Has he been drinking? That's the Smurf blood. Good old Smurf blood. Is that a cup and handle on the day? Oh. Well, I can guarantee you there were some people that would be calling it a cup and handle. And actually, for all the ones that would have been called a cup and handle, this would have been the most close to what I've seen shouted out there. But used to, now this person did not used to recommend the 61A, but now that they have, that falls within the rules for the cup and handle. But I think that was something that they just learned recently, or realized recently. Because until then, man, they would be calling some crazy handles. But you know, the guy who kind of was famous for the cup and handle pattern, that is not who says he is now, William J. O'Neill, says that the handle part is not supposed to come back more than 2/3, and you don't want spiky spikes. You're always looking for nice rounded bottoms, like the scallop stuff that we see. Any kind of dagger, that's the rule. With the cup and handle, you want to avoid the dagger bottoms. That's the pattern trading rule, and that's never just. It's just what I see thrown out there is, you know, there's a higher low and a higher high, or something equal, and suddenly it's a cup and handle. It's crazy. It's just a, you know, it's normal price action that you want to see, and suddenly that's a cup. It's a higher high and a higher low, and but you know, I'm really a really nice scallop, a nice rounded shape that comes up about to the same place where it started. And a lot of times you'll see the little cup and handles form within that scallop. And that's a sign of it. But for the life of me, the people that talk so much about cup and handles these days that I see on YouTube, they never talk about what it is and what it represents. And it represents a long accumulation, a nice, long, steady accumulation. And they don't recommend, well, what's so special about it? Well, what's so special about it that if it does form out the way it's supposed to, it has a very, very high rate of being a successful play to meet its target. That's what's so amazing about it, is that some people have called it the holy grail pattern if you find one, especially like on a weekly time frame. Kind of like what Ethereum was looking like. I don't know if it still is now or not, but those were, you know, that's what William J. O'Neill was talking about. And I don't know, whatever we're doing now and calling them, it's just a little different. It used to really irritate me, but I think I'm about over it almost. I just view them as a meme anymore because it's always a cup and handle here, a cup and handle there, and I'm like, well, where's the upside? Because that's the beauty of that pattern, is that it's almost guaranteed. It's the #1 best playing out. Well, it's one of the top playing patterns according to Thomas Bukowski. The cup and handle. If it's a real one, if it fits the definitions then it's got a really good chance to go up. But how many times do you see where questionable cup and handles are called out and they don't go up, they go down? And another thing that I see is that when we were in the bottoms in the markets, price be coming down to and do this, it makes a scallop and it looks like a cup and handle. That's, you know, Thomas Bukowski says you need price going up into a cup and handle. If you want the ones that are going to do what you want them to do, you need the ones that's got price going up to the lip, and then they make the handle, and then they do the good stuff. Otherwise, this can act as a continuation pattern for the downsides, not really a cup and handle. In my personal opinion. Maybe I'm just too picky about it. Maybe I'll just go by the book too much. But, you know, that's what books are for, is to help share ideas and systems of things that, you know, routinely kind of that work consistently, rather than what some silly YouTuber just happens to spout that he's repeating that he's heard from some 68% of the time that it does this. For everything? It's just a 68% chant world, isn't it? And to me, I can't do that, especially after knowing that these patterns actually do have some percentages attached to a lot of them, not all of them, but there are some statistics attached to them. And I think it's important to get the truthful information out there so that you're not just calling it out your ass and misleading people, because act so that you can look like you know a statistic that's not real. And to me, that's not, if you're trying to be a teacher, that's where your ego gets to you. You're letting ego get over actually giving out good, solid information. And that's why you'll see me talk about Thomas Bukowski all the time and throw up his, this is where I go to back up this stuff that I share. For a lot of it, right here. Best place to learn, I think, in my opinion, if you actually want to dig in deep about pattern trading and learn a bunch of stuff. And learn it correctly. He's a traditional analyst. You know, you learn. He teaches the proper things when he talks about it, and it's a free site, unless you want to buy his book, which I have, because this stuff is invaluable. And pattern trading is very successful if you apply it correctly. It's just that a lot of people are out here not applying it correctly. They're just doing whatever they see their favorite YouTubers do. So it's up to us YouTubers to kind of be, a little bit more skilled in our craft and talk about it and explain it, in my personal opinion, rather than just willy-nilly, let's let triangle go to the upside because, that's so easy. You just got to come and join my group or something crazy. That's what it all... But what do you get in the group? The same stuff. There's no secrets being shared there. If anything, they'll probably point you toward Investopedia or tell you to Google it. So just go to the source. That's what I did. Once I joined the trading group, and then I got oriented. I'm like, what am I supposed to be looking at, and what's a good where do I need a starting point? Then I heard the name Thomas Bukowski and pattern, and I'm like, really? Okay. This is the dude. He's got all the alpha. It was on, baby. I just dived in. And don't let all the freaking patterns confuse you. You can boil it down to very simple stuff after you play around there a while. That's why I kind of share my version or my interpretation of his work. And I don't nail all of it. I'm not a disciple, but or know everything that he's ever said or can quote him like the Bible, but I've got a good grasp of his concepts and put my my style on them, and that's what everybody else has got to do, is you get your own style. And here we are on the 1 hour for Bitcoin, getting ready to test this 200 moving average, baby. Yeah. You got some people out there charging just to share that one strategy. The 200 moving average trade. That's one of the most basic ones that you will learn when you start trading. But there's other people out there just, it's amazing. It's the same on any time frame. The general rule is if you're above the 200 moving average, well, you're bullish. And if you're below the 200 moving average, you're bearish. Just like with your RSI indicator, if you're above 50%, you're considered bullish. You're in bullish territory. And if you're below the 50%, you're considered in bearish territory. We got a little dividing line so that we can, you know, I guess you can flip-flop, but to help us maybe not flip-flop as much, kind of to give us a little definition, a little bearing of where, you know, how to look at this. And the 200 moving average is that magical number that we go with. And it applies on every time frame. Some people are just now figuring out, oh, it changes on the time frames. Well, look, maybe you can go from time frame to time frame. And, well, you can, and use a strategy, you can. But, you know, just because price jumps above the 200 moving average, if it's fast moving price action, like on smaller time frames, well, it's going to jump down below that 200 moving average a lot too. So if you're trying to use that on a smaller time frame, well, that's a lot of that's a lot of chop. For real. I mean, it's great for a signal. Use it for a signal. But if you're trying to jump in and out of trades, I'm jumping in when the price goes above the 200 and jumping out when it comes below. That's a lot of jumping. But it's a lot smoother on bigger time frames. A lot smoother. A lot smoother, darling. And look here on the 15, it's the 800 moving average that we're coming up. What is that? What is 4 times 15? That is 60. 60 minutes is 1 hour. 60 minutes is the 200 moving average. 200 times 4 is 800. Therefore, on the 50-minute, the 800 moving average is the same as the 200 moving average on a bigger time frame. That's how these time frames work up. That's the secret. That's the secret. And that's why I have some bigger time frames out here. It kind of gives me a big, I don't have to go up to the bigger time frames to see what that 200 moving average is doing. I can see it with the 800 on the smaller time frame. Get it? That's why I like it. And so when I get something crossing on this 800 on the smaller time frame, I know that on the bigger time frame, well, I got something crossing over my 200, which is usually a good signal. And that is why I have the 3 extra moving averages that I flip on every once in a while. Other than they really track Bitcoin very well. I feel like I've just been sitting around here talking about myself and all my escapades and escalades. My escapades. Mr. Miles says, now tell me using TA how awesome Caspa looks. Do we not look? I think we started out with Caspa, but we'll look at it Caspa again because I'm tracking Caspa. I'm taking a little bit of small chunks of profit here. I've got that bag. That bag is built up a little bit. It's about 50% bigger than what it was. And I did that through these bottoms, accumulating with spot margin. Because I get to use money that's not mine to build a bigger bag, to sell it, to pay back the money that's not mine, so that I get to keep all the goody stuff that I get made in between. And I like that. It's kind of cool. It seems to be working out for me pretty well. And since we had this big ass drop, I took all my old bags that were available to be traded on spot margin. I put them in there, and I've been building up some juicy bigger positions. Well, let's let it ride, and let's see how quick I can recover back from this big ass drop that kind of made me think, why did I get in crypto to begin with again? Because it was painful. And my portfolio was structured up mostly in Bitcoin. I shouldn't have felt it as bad. Of course, now I'm using my Bitcoin, so maybe that's why I felt it worse. I would say that's probably the answer to that question. Probably affected me a little bit more this time because I've got my Bitcoin at play, and it may not be able to hold that steady value that it used to be able to because. But usually my Bitcoin in my wallets, my off-chain wallets, cold storage wallets, on those portfolios, that's what keeps it all level, man. This Bitcoin just keeps it from all these big drops. It just keeps I'm cool. I mean, I know Bitcoin's drops too, but if you're all or mostly in altcoins, man, I mean, you dang, you're like, well, this is a lot less than I even started with, and that's a hard feeling. But if you don't freak out, and you've been looking at good projects, not just been all willy-nilly and whatever's the shiny thing that's been dangled in front of you, especially by VCs, they're the worst ones to do it. Those venture capitalists come in with this bright new project's going to change and revolutionize the whole crypto space. Look, you need to get it because it's going up. It's just being, they're the ones that get the hype and excitement, the VCs, venture capitalists, because they've already got in and they're wanting to dump on you is exactly what they're doing. So they get a whole marketing team and push out all these articles and push out all this Twitter X stuff and influencers to talk about this great new coin. Guys, I've got to tell you about this new coin that's just come out. It's all guaranteed. Guys, I'm telling you, this one could change the market. I can look at 100x on this coin easily. Just go to my Bybit account. You get on that little spill. Never gets old. Come on, Casper. Let's go to 17.7. Can you do it? I think you can do it, Casper. She'll probably get a little hiccup here, but I'm kind of looking at the 18.6 area, man. That one. Are you wanting the Hopium, Mr. Miles? We already did it. Yeah, 22.21. I thought I could give you something special, but we already did it. Yeah, still waiting for that 22-cent area to come. Be slow coming, probably, until one day it's there. And you're like, darn, man, 15-cent Casper was a pretty good deal. It sounds crazy, I know. It sounds so crazy right now. Like, that 17-cent Casper would be like an awesome steal of price. But, what you're feeling right now about 17-cent Casper is the same thing that a lot of us were feeling back here when Casper was, she was 2 cents and went up to 3, and then she's coming back to 2. And she's around, I don't know, man, 2-3 cents. She got back over here, and she got back to put the 4 cents under 5 and come back down there. I don't know, man, 3 cents. I like it better at 2. We did 2-cent Casper. I think I'll wait for 2 cents. Went back up to 5, and I'll wait for 3 cents maybe, and only come back to 4. But it felt like it was too. That's too much to pay, man. I don't want to pay that much for Casper because I've had it cheaper. I can get it cheaper. I want it cheaper. Get it cheaper, but it doesn't get cheaper. It just keeps ranging. Then she pops off and calms down. Pops off and tanks the market. Pops off again when you thought she was almost. Oh my God, what's happening? When is it ever going to turn around? So it's going to 8 cents. I'm telling you, it's over. And then there she goes off again. And I'm sure there's somebody calling for a shoulder to the downside. 2 cents. I don't know, probably. It doesn't look like she wants to do that anytime soon. Oh, Casper, making higher highs and higher lows the way a good coin should. And can't say anything bad about that. Respect my trend line. I respect you, Casper. That's how it works. Show some respect, you get some respect, man. Casper, all for respect on my trend lines, man. She respect them trends. I respect Casper. Mr. Miles, though you can argue the patterns influence human psychology a great deal. For those that are familiar with the patterns, yeah. But for those that don't give a crap about the patterns, they're not even thinking about it. The patterns they just kind of, it's the cliff notes for what price action's doing, basically. That's all it is. Because you can, they tell a story. They just tell a story. And most of it's the best ones are the story is, there's a squeeze a coming. That's the patterns, and most of the times that's what we're headed to. Where did we go? I used to have this on here. Was that it? These are the patterns that I mean, because when you zoom out, I don't care if you got the 3 dome houses with your head and shoulders and your everything can fit into a triangle or a channel. Now, I didn't want to acknowledge that when I first started. It can't be that simple. Cannot be. But if you zoom out, man, whatever your cup and handle and all this little bitty stuff and stuff, when you're zooming out and you connect the dots on the trend lines, man, it's telling you the story. And you're looking for the squeezes. And when they squeeze, something's going to pop out of that sucker. Start squeezing a zit, and that's where I want to be. preferably having my position already in line on the bottom of the trend line, so I don't have to deal with all the breakout bullcrap that's eventually going to come from that. Just what I try to do. Doesn't always work out very beautiful, but that's my general game plan in a nutshell. I like to buy the bottoms because it's better than buying the tops. But, you know, that's what I look for in the patterns. They're either squeezing or they're kind of expanding. And they tell... Well, I tell you a story. And that story is probably going to do something when we get down here toward the end of this triangle. Or there's a lot of fun inside the triangle, like we're looking at right here on Gasma. He read my joke in context without the context. Uh-oh. Fishmile says, I do believe in news and human psychology, though. Like the buy the rumor, sell the news trades. Yeah, that's definitely... All crypto is hype, man. For real. It's what it is. And those VCs that we were talking about earlier are behind a lot of that. And we all fall for it. Because there'll be a hot coin that starts out on crypto Twitter, and then it makes its way over to YouTube, and they may pay an influencer to talk about a coin or something like that. Eventually, they don't have to pay anybody because everybody's talking about it. They're like, well, gosh, I got to make... Well, this is a hot topic to make a video. People might click on it and watch it. Let's do some analysis on this coin. Yeah, it starts a rolling, but it gets started. But it's just hype for a lot of that. And then by the time all this stuff is out there and everybody's talking about it... well, that's profit taking time. And you're thinking about... Yeah, I should get in this coin. It is a good one. Let's jump in right now. And you conveniently exit liquidity for these VC guys. They're very cunning, and they can make a project and brand new project come out and just look so beautiful, so shiny. It's got all the bells and whistles. Oh, there's just a little thing about the tokenomics, but don't worry about that. It's nothing. Don't worry about it. Just ignore it. It'll be fine. Listen, man, this token's gonna be so high, all that stuff is gonna balance out anyway, right? Are we right? You know, and besides, that's further off. You don't have to worry about that now, right? Yeah, go ahead. I'm not falling for it anymore. I think I'm done with it. I'm tired of hearing about new coins and I'm tired of hearing about meme coins, and I just want to see some good projects actually do something that's going to make number go up and see crypto be what crypto's supposed to be. Right now, it's just it's a lot of bored people basically gambling with meme coins. But there's a bigger play at hand. The big boys that are actually trying to use this technology in the big markets, they're not looking at all that, and they don't take all this seriously. They got a different plan, and that's the one that needs to be paid attention to right now. And I believe that all this other stuff that we're doing for fun with the meme coins and all that, nothing wrong with it at all, but I don't think we should let it be the distraction from us away from what is really going on behind the scenes here, or what they're trying to keep behind the scenes. And they're going to be developing chains and programs and projects that are going to be exclusively for them. A lot of these are going to be highly centralized. And there will be some decentralized ones, or more decentralized ones. We want that, but a lot of these things are going to be pumped up with the holding of the value of real world assets for one thing. And I mean everything, your stocks and everything, going to be tokenized. And what are they going to use? It's probably not going to be Solana. It may, I don't know. And it looks like they got their eyes on Ethereum for everything, just because it's OG. But they may have their own chain. I mean, JP Morgan has their own chain, right? Wall Street, New York Stock Exchange, why wouldn't they get their own chain? Maybe a spin-off. They could do something off of SDK, maybe Cosmos. That would make a good one, in my personal opinion. It operates awesome. I don't know. But there will be a party that most of us are not invited to. Because that's how they do it. And we can probably kind of crash the party a little bit if we kind of just pay attention to what they're doing right now. Because I like to crash a good party. Especially when those big, richy, fancy parties. Where they dress up real nice and have all that caviar, those fish eggs. Yeah, I don't like fish eggs, but... oh, look at them. I gotta remember, Road Dog's like that dog from Up, Squirrel. That is me exactly, Mr. Miles. That is me exactly. I was like, oh, you know me. Sam Webb says Bonk is doing good stuff. You know, Bonk is one that Charting Crypto used to talk about Bonk a long time ago, and I was like, a meme coin? I was like, all right. Well. And so, you know, I respected him for what he's doing, and he has strategy, and he had, you know, but he was always big on the Bonk, and I was like, oh man, I'm just can't jump out there on meme coins. But he's like jumping out there, like putting lots of money in Bonk. Charting Crypto before Bonk was even big, and I was like, what the hell? He's like, guys, it's on Solana meme coin, and it's just going to be big. And I'm like, all right. And then it was. What the hell are you talking about again? About Bonk. I had to remind myself. But yeah, Charting Crypto saw some value on it long before I ever did. I was amazed. So he cleaned up on Bonk. So there's got to be something to it, or you know, I don't think he would be so. I wouldn't be surprised if there's something more to it. If you're saying they're doing some good stuff, I don't know exactly what the project is doing. They may be doing like Shiba did and branch out with Dexes and stuff like that, creating more value. Mr. Miles says, check out Mobile Helium for no apparent reason. How is that doing? 0.0015. On the 4 hour, looking good on the 4 hour. Looks like she might be starting to make the first stages of her recovery here on the daily, so I like that. Well, let's just cut to the chase and look at the big picture here and get some targets. She nailed that accumulation zone, 236. Every one of these fibs, this is the easiest way to get your targets on the daily. Swing high to swing low. Tell me where price will probably go. So what was that, 2.4 cents, man? From where we are? How's that look? Sweet baby Jesus, that's 72%. Look at that. Uh-oh, you just moved your line. I told you he'd move that line on you. Above the non-moving average on the 3-day. On the 3-day, we're above the non-moving average. So it looks like Helium might be getting ready to slowly start an ascension up to the upside. Look at 130% up there. Next target, 0.0032. Coming back to our 618 area, which I had fully expected it to do that, because that's just, I believe in 618. I believe in the Fibonacci. I'm totally convinced. It has won me over with its sacred geometry. 235%. Not bad. Go Helium, do something. Good brown gravy, how's it going, man? Been considering entering in Link. I have been nibbling a little bit more Link myself lately. However, whew, oh, she's at a 618, so to me, yeah, it's a 618s are generally a great place to nibble, in my personal opinion. If you're a nibbler, try the 618. A little bit more healthier than salt. Just add a little dash of 618 to your diet. Because he got a nice little bounce off of it. I like the 200 moving average, didn't quite touch it. I'm on the 3-day, that's why it's so. Let's go to the daily, it's got more noise. Yeah, we touch these places on the daily. On the daily. Still looking for that possibility to roll over at 14 something. We could be looking at, you know, rolling over and just doing some kind of sideways kind of stuff for a little while before maybe eventually reclaim. It doesn't have to be we don't have to immediately reclaim this trend line. That's what I'm trying to say. We could go kind of sideways for a while, a little bit of a range, which could be an advantage for some of these coins. You got a big enough spread to play. Let's see if we got a little range strategy going up, about 20% on Link maybe. that's kind of what I'm seeing on some of these altcoins right now. I really don't see things really picking up until about mid-September. Maybe toward late September in that area. Before we really start seeing some really, really strong movement. That's just what I've been getting lately. But that could give us for this summer. And we talked about it a long time ago. The charts were saying it could be, you know, a bunch of sideways and chop this summer. And apparently the down and sideways seems to be apparent. We just don't want to, I just don't want to see any more downside. The people shorting would love to see the downside. Look at the shoulder, head and shoulders through the downside. Yeah, right. Well, no. Yes and no. It's got a neckline. It would qualify, but to me, this right shoulder is higher than this left shoulder. And that's just one of the picky things I maintain on these patterns. That could be enough to negate it. I think it definitely makes them not play out as bad. But that is a known topping pattern, so that's why we pay attention to that. It's just that, to me, it's a big deal. If we made a higher high than we did over here, it's a wee bit more bullish than if we made a lower high. And that one's, that's definitely bearish. So we're a wee little bit more bullish here on Link. A wee bit. But might we come down to this trend line? We could be working on coming down to about $10. Might. It is very possible, and if so, then I would buy some, but I would expect a bounce to the upside before that. Well, let's pray that maybe we can recover. This is on all these altcoins if we'll cover a trend line. But Lincoln's going to be a good one. I think this might be Link's. Link has been laying the infrastructure in the groundwork for so long, and she's just, I mean, she got all the hype and everything back in, you know, I forgot she was in the bear market. It was the only thing that was running up in the bear market 2 cycles ago. And everybody fell in love with Link and just, I'm going to hold it forever. And that's cool. There's a lot of them to hold, unfortunately, but she didn't do it as much last time, but now I think she's in place now. It's now becoming Link's time. And so while everybody's looking at the new technologies coming out, good, but yeah, there's still some of that technology that came out a while back that we might be thinking we don't want to rush and say that's all boomer stuff, it's old school, that's old stuff. Now, some of it's just now coming into its prime. It's been thought out ahead of time. Like, think about self-key, the ID thing. 2 cycles ago that came out, and I was like, yes, let's jump in, and it did nothing. But it's a blockchain ID, but this was 2016 or 2015, way ahead of its time. 10 years later, 2015, we'll probably see that be starting to become the norm. But some of this technology is ahead of its time, and it won't take off for another cycle or two. Take AGIX for example, last cycle, it just wasn't time for artificial intelligence. Now it's all the world talks about. So I wouldn't, just because something was owed and maybe some of the coins haven't made the higher high in the last cycles, and you know, there are some of those older plays are worth looking at that, you know, this will be their cycle to shine. So then it says Bitcoin having a little bit of a romp. Good Brown Gravy says exactly the incorporation into the future of the chain is my gut feeling. Yeah, I mean, I like Link, and I also like Cosmos because of interoperability. And Cosmos, I don't know about the, you know, what the token is going to be worth. They actually said when they came out with Cosmos, it wasn't really meant to be a for a number go up kind of coin, but the technology is awesome. The layer 0, that was the layer 0, but I just figured out what a layer 1 was. But Binance built off of Cosmos SDK. Kronos for Crypto.com built off of SDK. Man, they operate flawlessly, and they've proven themselves, and you know that So that's another one. You know, they're multi-chain and they can go across Ethereum. So anything with the Cosmos network, I like. I think that's a kind of a dark horse blockchain system that's out there. That you'll just wake up and say, "Oh crap! Everything's Cosmos ecosystem around me." What? How did that happen? You just just integrated with Ethereum just flawlessly. How did that? Wow! You know that. Oh, and you do Polkadot too? Wow! You integrate with everything, man. Solana for real? The Cosmos is doing it all. So, and it's not talked about a lot. But I mean, not just them, but all the projects that are built off that system. I think they're going Web3. Dimension and some of the other ones are coming out. I'm kind of curious to see how all they start doing with their modular blockchains and how businesses can start to utilize their own blockchains and things. Guys, thanks for hanging out with me. It is time for me to turn into a pumpkin. I used to plan that out ahead of time, Road Dog. Oh, for a pumpkin face. But the market is looking a little nice. I don't know if Bitcoin is actually going to do its reversal. I mean, I did step out there and threw my moxies out there with the... But that I saw it on the charts, though. I did. So I thought, well, I'm going to document this. Whether I look like a fool or not. But even though the chart said that, the charts are also telling me, man, you got to be careful here. It all depends on if Bitcoin gets above 60,000 and older. That's we got to see that soon. If we don't see that, get ready for some chop and some fear and lots of people telling us that it's going to zero and some low numbers that you probably won't see at all, but just kind of chop around a little bit. I would rather just recover this. That's what I need now. I want to see my portfolio go back up. I don't want to sit here and go through chop and go through more accumulation and trying to steal all my money from me, because that's what they try to do in accumulation, or when they were going sideways like this. They're good at it. That's when I always lose all my money, is when we're going through chop, trying to trade the chop. So we got all the Fed news and stuff. I don't know, whatever liquidation after that stuff this week. We'll be glad when it's over. We'll get toward the weekend. I just gotta see Bitcoin get above 60,000 before then. I need to see it do it like soon. Do it soon. But I've just been planning on, planning for the worst in case it happens, so that I'm not sitting here freaking out when we get the next drop. Oh my God. Any of the dangers of having liquidized positions and stuff like that. And I'm like, I've been nurturing all that stuff, getting her fortified, and trying to make my positions bulletproof when the number does go up, so that if she does come down, I can take advantage of it, build my bags a little bit bigger, get the profit sooner when we go back up. That's basically what I am doing in a nutshell. But come on, Bitcoin. Guys, thanks for hanging out with me. I'll see you again tomorrow night. Trade carefully, trade wisely. Good night, everybody. Ooh, I hope they get squeezed. That's what we need. That's what would set up that scenario. That would be the quick, fast move when we break into the trend line. Would be the short squeeze. I'm sure somebody will call it if it happens in the morning. Good night, John boy.